let's quickly look at about the impact here in India and what were the states that did feel the tremor. It was primarily the northern states, the northern belt, and that was adjacent to Nepal and China. We're looking at, of course, the national capital Delhi and the NCR region, which means Uttar Pradesh, Haryana. There were people constantly updating on social media and checking on each other if everything is fine, because it was a very strong tremor. Uttarakhand, the hill state, again that borders Nepal, Pithoragarh felt about 4.3 magnitude, as 6.3 was witnessed in Nepal. We're also talking about neighboring Punjab, parts of Punjab, and in Madhya Pradesh. So this was the belt that we are looking at. Even in Himachal, parts of Jammu and Kashmir, all of this did feel a very strong earthquake, but the belt that was adjacent to Nepal and even in parts in northeast as well have felt the tremors of the earthquake. We'll continue to share information. Remember, we're trying to find out from our colleagues across the country where all that earthquake was felt and if there's been damage anywhere, and we hope not, but we are trying to update you with that information. I want to take you to Uttarakhand because Ankit Sharma is there in Dehradun. Ankit, it was in Pithoragarh that I hear there has been damage. There has been, the reports that are coming in are not very good because it is adjacent to Nepal as well. What are you picking up? Was it a strong earthquake in Uttarakhand? Which parts of Uttarakhand have felt the worst of those tremors? And what are you updating us with the information on that? Ankit.
Well, there have been few earthquake instances in the last 4 days. The first earthquake came in on Sunday at a Richter scale of 4.5 magnitude. And if you talk about today, early morning at 1:57 a.m., when the earthquake struck Nepal, it also jolted many districts of Uttarakhand as well. And because Pithoragarh is nearing the Nepal area where the earthquake struck, obviously received impacts. However, there is no official comments on any kind of damage so far. Pithoragarh also received another earthquake at 6:27 a.m. at a magnitude of 4.3 on Richter scale. So this was like receiving an aftershock post the first one. So people are under scare, and like you said, people were compelled to move out of their houses when the earthquake struck, and the tremors were felt in many districts of the state and other states as well.
Ankit,
so,
what you're telling us is very crucial.
Ankit
is also telling us that in the past few days, at least 4 days, there has been repeated tremors that have been felt, not of a high magnitude, but Uttarakhand, the hill state, has been facing, and perhaps that is something that seismologists and scientists would want to study as well. Ankit, stay safe. Thank you so much for giving us that information. So that's what Uttarakhand felt at about 2 a.m. But the worst, of course, was in Nepal, in Doti. These are terrible, damaging visuals that we can see. People, of course, first responders are the local residents, the villagers who are rushing in to help. Take a look at this. Complete wall collapse of these kacha pakka houses. But this clearly looks like a huge house that has collapsed in full. We're talking about an earthquake, lasts barely for a few seconds and then collapsed suddenly. Here are, as you can see, the cracks on the wall. Of course, armed forces personnel, as always, on the job and are trying to rescue as many people. And we can clearly see this must have been perhaps a second or a third floor, but it has come crashing down. And the debris there of the pillars of wood and, of course, the bricks. This is the Doti visual in Nepal. Doti is where the maximum impact has been felt. It's a mountainous hill region. This is where a house collapsed, leading to the tragic loss of life of 6 people, 2 families, out of which 6 people have been confirmed dead. 5 have received injuries. According to the chief district officer, they are telling us 6 to 8 houses have been damaged. They are trying to ascertain more. With the sunlight now in the morning, they're trying to find out if there's been much more damage. But this area has suffered maximum damage in Nepal right now, and we'll try to get you as much information as possible on that. Doti in Nepal.